aquaculture sector has been contributing to domestic fish production for many years. But what role are local and private businesses playing in the sector? Today on Food Kid, we'll put the spotlight on Mordecai Farms. I'll be speaking to the managing director, Mr. Sedbuachi Dankwa, and he's practicing the recirculating aquaculture system, and he'll be telling us all about it. My name is Jessie Eyuramagbako. Stay with us. First of all, tell us who Mr. Sedbuachi is.
Okay. Sedbuachi Dankwa is a Ghanaian. Okay. So I went to Prempeh College, did mathematics at UST, KNUST now, and then went to Japan to do my master's in finance. After graduation, I joined Mitsubishi UFJ Bank as an equities analyst in Tokyo. And I became very popular around the year 2000 problem. So I moved from the sell side to the buy side. I joined a company called SCADA Investments, Zurich SCADA Investments. And we were acquired by Deutsche Bank. So I moved from Deutsche Bank, SCADA to Deutsche Bank, and I was with Deutsche Asset Management, covering Japanese transportation, media, advertisements, airlines, shipping, land transport. I also covered consumer electronics, electronic components, industrial electronics. And then from Deutsche Bank, Deutsche Asset Management, I moved to Capital Group. So Capital, around that time we were probably the largest equity manager globally. It's headquartered in Los Angeles. We were managing $1.5 trillion. The last time I checked, I think they now have about $2.5 trillion under management. So I worked with Capital Group in Tokyo. And over there I was in charge of, I covered electronic components in Asia, industrial electronics in Asia. I covered petrochemicals in Japan. And then I covered consumer electronics also in Asia. So I know what is in your TV, in your handsets. I know those components there. I know which companies make those components. In 2021, I decided to come back to Ghana. And what do I do with my money? Not a lot of money, just some little money. What do I do with the money if I come back to Ghana? You put it in maybe treasury bills or government bonds, and then you live off the interest that you earn from that. But that wasn't my idea. I wanted my money to work for me. I wanted to create a generational wealth. I have so many businesses in my mind that I wanted to do, to kind of set up here. But I went into aquaculture because on one of my trips to Egypt, somebody came to speak, and we called it, I've forgotten the name, but they see him as the father of aquaculture in Africa. When you go to Egypt, 70 to 80% of the fish they eat is from aquaculture. I mean, the Nile is there, the sea is there, but 70 to 80% is from aquaculture. It's fresh, very delicious. So I told myself, okay, I need to go in for this. And that was the trigger which pushed me to come to Ghana to do this. Now, I didn't want my workers to be waddling in ponds. So I settled on recirculating aquaculture because it's kind of it's sustainable. You don't use a lot of water. You keep on recirculating the water, and then you flush it out when you think, the parameters are so bad for the fish, I need to do something with it. And then I started thinking about, okay, what do I do with the wastewater? So that was when greenhouses came into my mind. So basically, that is what triggered Egypt actually triggered my move into aquaculture. And recirculating aquaculture, there is not a new, It's not I mean, the high-end technology. It's a high-end technology, but it's out there.
Yeah.
You just have to make the choice.
Okay. Which countries are into this system?
I think the Israelis started this.
Okay.
Now you find it in the US, you find it in other countries, and there's a company, an Israeli company, which actually set up one farm I really like. It's in Slovakia. The company's name is Aquamov.
Okay.
Yeah, that plant is in Slovakia, and they have the fish, they have processing facilities, and they have greenhouses. Yeah. So I always go there to see what is going on and check how that company is progressing. In
Ghana's aquaculture sector, the players basically mainly invest in tilapia and catfish.
Yes.
What made you choose catfish?
Okay, so tilapia is very popular.
Yeah.
It's easy to sell tilapia, but our people eat catfish.
Yeah.
Everybody wants again won't be making a palm soup. So I told myself, okay, this is it's not culturing catfish is not as big as tilapia, but it's going to get bigger. So okay, I need to look at that. And number two, you have big companies like Tropo Farms and the Chinese doing tilapia. Now this industry, from my background, I looked at the industry. You can't tell somebody that, oh, my fish is more delicious than Mr. X's fish. My catfish is my tilapia is more delicious than Tropo Farms catfish. No, it's about price and scale.
Yeah.
Now, how do I compete with Tropo Farms, who is so big? But if I come to catfish, I can create a niche for myself. I just have to do what other people are not doing.
Yeah.
And then stick to it. Just be focused, and then just stick to it, and then grow from there.
Yeah.
I believe yes, the outlook is very good for Mordecai Farms. I see a very bright future for the farms.
Yeah.
I think we are going to give Ghanaians very good experience in utilizing our catfish in their palm soup, and then maybe their granule soup or in contemporary soup, whatever. Yeah.
Well, Tokyo is a long way from home, but you've been here a few years. How has it been like?
Okay, so I moved from Tokyo to Johannesburg, and then came back. I left in 86. I don't think you were born.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, so and came back. So the big issue is, so I came back. I need to learn the business ethics here.
Yeah.
In Japan, you don't see people bribing. Anywhere you go, any public office you go, you need to, people expect you to drop something. In Ghana.
Okay.
And I grew up, I matured in Tokyo. I have that Japanese system. I speak Japanese, I write Japanese. And it was very tough for me, because any document you want, somebody wants something.
Yeah.
And I don't want to pay bribes. So it delayed. Okay. Number two, because this is recirculating aquaculture, I brought a lot of the items I shipped from overseas to Ghana, because I didn't know what was here and what wasn't here. So my strategy was bring them in and then look for local support later.
Okay.
The items arrived at the port. The customs tells me, there's no legal basis for us to give you a waiver on this and that. So I had to pay. I had to pay for the full duties on them. So it's approximately 40%. So if you buy, your total shipment is maybe $1 million. You pay 40% of that to the government. So that was also very discouraging. But well, they work with the laws of Ghana. If they infringe on the law and they are audited, they are going to be in trouble. So that's okay. But I think the government needs to do something about it, because I think all the laws are geared towards
revenue generation,
fishing in the sea, and maybe the water lake. So those of us doing inland aquaculture, we don't matter to the government. Maybe now they're picking things up, but that was really hurting, because I put money in here, and then you can't take the money back.
What's the current capacity here?
Okay, so this tank, this one here, this one can take 2,500.
One tank.
One tank. Okay. The smaller ones maybe 1,500, but I don't have a lot of the smaller ones. So if you look at it, for every one you see, I can tell you the quantity of fish in it. This particular one, we have 1,039 pieces of fish here.
Okay.
And then the average weight is 399.5, so make it 400 grams.
Yeah.
So for each tank, you see those things on the tank.
Yeah.
We know.
Okay.
So right now, I think we have about 20,000.
Okay.
20,000, maybe 24,000.
All right.
Yeah, fish inside. Now where we are now, this is fish coming from the hatchery, and then those who are around 400, 500, 600. As soon as they get to 700, we send them over there.
Okay.
So there are 32 tanks here, and we use 6 for broodstock.
Okay.
So the broodstock is the male female that we used to spawn to get our fingerlings and then bring them here.
And the hatchery.
And then 16 here, 16 over there. So 10 tanks over there will be for those who are 800 grams and above. Okay, 700 grams and above. We let them go to maybe 1 kilogram, so that those who do point and kill, we can sell to them. But for these ones, 400, 500, 600, we process here. Okay. These are sliced ones, and then dry and sell into the market. So this is where we are now. This is what I want the supermarkets to buy and sell to my fellow Ghanaians. We're still working on it. You see this in Maxmat, East Legon, and also Megmat, East Legon, and also Megmat in Naboni, and Opoku Trading in Kumasi. Okay. I'm still working on Melcom and then ShopRite. So I'm still waiting for them, but they haven't responded yet.
Yeah. And you are practicing the recirculating aquaculture system.
Yes.
What are some of the process associated with this?
Okay. So let me start from here. So we have a reservoir up there. Okay. So the reservoir is about 82,000 liters. So the water going in is treated, and then it comes down here. Now if you look straight down there, you see a silver object in front of where the guide pipe, there's a silver thing here. It also contains UV light. So the water coming from the reservoir also passes through the UV lights. So in a typical aquaculture setting, you will find the operators will just flush out the water and then put in fresh water. So in recirculating aquaculture system, as the name implies, the water is recirculated. But how? Okay. Now, dirty water from here goes into this, like the one I was explaining to you. So this line here, this is their biological filter. So these 4 tanks, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is their biological filter. These 4 tanks, this is their biological filter and the mechanical filter. Okay. So the water comes from here into the biological filter. Now the biological filter contains small beads, and then we put a chemical called biodine to generate good bacteria, which creates a film around the beads. So water coming from here will have to move around the beads before it moves into the solid filter. Now before it gets into the solid filter, we have UV lights there just to kill any remnant bacteria, because we don't want the bacteria to come back and disturb our fish. Okay. So the water goes from the biological filter through and then into a a solid filter.
Yeah.
And then it trickles down. We call it a trickle filter. So as it's trickling down, those guys who are the technical people will say, okay, some gas will be getting out of the water, and then it goes down and is pumped back into the water. So every 35 minutes, the water around the fish will change.
Right.
Okay. So I'm not a technical person. I did mathematics and then I did finance. My job has been managing people's money. So I'm now managing my own money. So it's going to come from here back into this. Okay. Now, when they come here every morning, every day, they check the temperature of the water, they check the pH, and then we check the total dissolved solids in the water. Twice or thrice a week, we check ammonia, nitrites, nitrates, sulfates to see if they are within our parameters. Okay. So if they go above the parameters that we've set, we know that would be harmful for the fish and the water is flushed out. So recirculating aquaculture is just water moving around.
Okay. Are there any challenges associated with this system?
So far, we haven't met any challenges. But when we finished building it, we had to check for the stability of the system because it's new. And then you see, I'm talking about chemicals. So yeah, we lost about 25,000 fingerlings. Yeah, but that was it's
normal in this business.
You started it. I'm sure in some areas they won't do that. That wouldn't happen. But that was the challenge that we faced. But right now everything is running smoothly. Yeah.
So have you encountered any disease so far?
Oh yes. If I say no, that would be a lie. But now I'll go back. Before starting this, I used to talk to one guy at Fisheries Commission, Koforidua. His name is Derek Asari. So I will call him and say, okay, this is what I want to do. Please advise me. Then he told me, okay, you have to do this. This is what is happening. We can help you. And he did help me a lot. So when we started building, he came here, but that guy is very busy. He's always moving around. So the director of fisheries, Mr. Barnes, and then the vet, Dr. Inti, they used to come here. So when everything was set up, they will call, Mr. Barnes will call, Mr. Boache, what is happening? What is going on? And I tell him, okay, this is what is going on. So I'm coming there with Dr. Inti. So they will come here and then tell us what to do. You see some of the fish, the fingerlings standing up like that. I didn't have a clue. So we put Dr. Inti on a WhatsApp group. So as soon as we see anything, we write it there and then he will say, okay, do this, do this, do this. So we haven't had any big diseases. But when we see any big issues here, he will bring us antibiotics. And in fact, we ordered the antibiotics and vitamins from them today.
With this system, at what point do you flush out the water?
So that's what I said. We check the nitrates and nitrites twice or three times a week. So when we see that it's elevated, we flush it out. So we can flush out twice a week. But I think even the twice for a typical one, some people might even say, oh, it's okay, I'll leave it. But we don't want our fish to die. We don't want people to eat poisoned catfish. So we flush it out into the to the greenhouses, and then we use that to irrigate our veggies.
You mentioned you have a hatchery. Did you have the hatchery at the beginning?
Yes, we built the hatchery and this together. But the fish that died, we bought some from cluster farms. We bought some fish from a guy in Media in Sawem and some other areas, and then another guy in East Legon, and somebody in Obosumas, because we were still spawning, and it takes about 2 months for them to be ready. Yeah. The hatchery is supposed to give us 20 to 30,000 fingerlings every month.
Yeah.
But because this is not moving, I have slowed down the spawning process over here. Because I don't want people to be coming here to buy fingerlings, and then they get used to it, and the next time they come, oh, I'm sorry, we can't give you, or you want 5,000, but we can give you only 500. So we do sell to people, but not a lot. All our spawn fish, our fingerlings are coming here.
Coming back to the pond, when you flush out the water, how are you disposing them off?
So the water that is flushed out goes into tanks behind the greenhouse. And that tank, so it's a receptacle for the water that is flushed out. And that water is used to irrigate our tomatoes, cucumbers, yellow and red pepper in the greenhouse. You get what I'm trying to say? Okay. So it's not flushed out into a river or just onto the soil. We utilize that. So I will say that yes, this farm is actually circular. We are actually practicing sustainable farming. Nothing is wasted here.
I've been speaking with the president of the aquaculture chamber, and he was speaking about low budgetary allocation to the sector. You have been here a few years. What kind of support do you think the sector needs right now?
Now, I saw the budget. I think it's 1.5 billion
to the agri
cedis. The number is big, but look at the whole of Ghana and look at the whole budget. 1.5 to the total budget is 0.54%. Now, how do you create jobs in the agri sector with 0.54% of the budget? Now, if I tell you what our neighboring country is doing, you'll be surprised. So I sit here, I look at the country, even though we talk about agriculture, there's nothing that the government can show me that, okay, we spent $100 million on aquaculture. There's nothing they can show for what the money that they spent. Our neighboring country, Ivory Coast, is saying they want to make aquaculture the second cocoa or coffee. I've seen the report. Yeah, they spoke to me. So I know, and I feel sad for my country because it looks like we've got our priorities mixed up.
Apart from production, you are hugely investing in processing as well. Tell us a bit about that.
So we have, in the processing area, we have a dryer. It's gas driven. And then we have a cold room. And then during process, we want to keep the fish fresh. So we have an ice making machine. So when they are processing the fish, gutting it, taking out the offal, curling it, someone will be coming with ice to keep the fish fresh. Now, when that is done, we finish with maybe 2 pallets, sets of pallets. We send it into the cold room. We send it to the cold room, and then after everything is we put it in the dryer. For this one, it takes. This is the slice one. It takes about 24 hours for it to dry. This will take about maybe 48 hours.
This is dried. What we are used to in Ghana is smoking it. How has the market been reacting to this?
I checked this at Food Research Institute. They didn't find anything wrong with it. That's why FDA gave me a number. So the difference is the fish you buy is not gutted. And sometimes it's not as dry as this. Even if it's as dry as this, you see some woody thing because they cannot control the fire. So over here we can control the fire. It starts from I think 30 degrees and it goes all the way to 71 degrees Celsius and then it comes back. So it does that. So it keeps a lot of the vitamins in the fish. That is what I've read. But if somebody takes this prepare soup with it. The feedback we've been getting has been very encouraging.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully Ghanaians will pick this up. And then and buy it. When we started trying this, they were telling me that it's not black. It's not black because
black.
we were cleaning it with vinegar, and they said no, it's not black, so we don't like it. So we stopped cleaning it with vinegar and just cleaning it with salt. Because you have to listen to the market.
So we've been speaking to the managing director of Mordecai Farms, Mr. Seth Boachi Dankwa, and he's been sharing with us the processes involved in practicing the recirculating aquaculture system. This has been Food Chain with me, Jessie Ayra Magbat. We'll see you on another episode.